You cannot run Nairobi just as an entity at the top. You must step it down into boroughs. We must have Nairobi north, east, west, and south to begin with, you know, and later even go further lower. That the challenges in Kayole, by the way, are not in any way similar to the challenges in Roysambu. The person dealing with the roads of South Sea and garbage collection in South Sea should not be the same person also dealing with potholes in Westlands. Yeah? Because then that disparity is what creates lack of accountability. That when you ask them what is wrong in Kapiti Road, what is happening, they say, no, I was dealing with an issue in Oreshapara. When you ask what is happening in Mukuru Kwanjenga, there's a crisis in Madare. And so things get lost. But once you've agreed that this is your area, these 3 constituencies, what do you require? This is the budget. We've gone through it properly. I've given you the resources to do it. If tomorrow I come and I find a garbage dump there, then you have no excuse. You go home. You've lost your job. So once you have that, you step down accountability to those levels. Then you'll be able to have a hand. And in fact, now the governor has more time to just see what his managers are doing. The Urban Areas and Cities Act provides for the position of a city manager. Yeah, I will have actually 4 city managers to begin with. And that same structure of CCs you find at the top, it will be there. There will be somebody. If you're in Buruburu, there is no need for you to go to Adam's Arcade to look for Nairobi water. Yeah. If you're in Tena or or Donholm, your issues, even of your rates and whatnot, will be sorted out at the Nairobi County offices in that area that focus on that issue and has people from that area who understand. The other thing they didn't do, they didn't take advantage of our area resident associations. We have strong resident associations. During Christmas, I was interacting with this one from Nyayo and Bakasi, and they brought this Christmas truck for the kids. I'm sure you saw that. They know their issues. They know what they need. The people need there. The ones in Karen and Langata know what their issues are. The ones in Buruburu, the ones in Kasarani know. Why don't you incorporate them into the leadership of the city? You incorporate them, one, by recognizing them. And one of the bills are sponsored again is the Area Resident Associations law that incorporates them into decision making. And you do something called participatory budget making. Huge accountability because it is their money and it's their project. That is why you never hear issues of corruption in a chama, or in an estate group. Because they know, Babarani Tupatia Babarani. That level of accountability makes people now participate and they'll feel that they own their city. I am not coming with a magic wand to solve Nairobi problems. I want to use the best of the people of Nairobi, their own enterprise, their own ideas to do it. And we'll do it together. My work as a governor will just be as a facilitator and to make sure we have the resources and the accountability. If you look at our business community, they really want to participate. I was talking to some friends of mine and they said in the area, even where they are in the Asol area, they would like to do the lighting and the roads, but they're being blocked by the county and the county is not doing it. NMS, they're blocking them, but NMS themselves are not doing it. Why not let them do it? Why don't you get corporates and say, you guys want to plant trees in this city and green it? Yeah? This corporate can take that part of the city. You can do your branding if you want, but make sure the trees are growing, the environment is clean, and involve the young people there. The young people will then be employed. When those cars in Mtaani, crime went down in Kibera by 47%, even during the NYS times. So those are some of the ideas that want to cooperate, that will be inclusive, and that's the difference between the last 2 administrations. Mine will not be a one-man show. Person who I have seen really brings a different flavor into this leadership, and the person who I believe has the humility and has the capacity to deal with the economic issues that we are facing as a country today, the ability to calm things down, not to insult leaders. It's Musalia Mudavadi, and so that is why we started going around, as you said, in Nyeri. We went around and just trying to see what happens within his candidature. Of course, politics then being as dynamic as it is, then there are alignments. He will need to work with people. And one of the people he's chosen to work with is the Deputy President, William Ruto. And when he explained why, for me it made a lot of sense, and I said it on Sunday, that the race is now being shaped to be about 2 issues. Yeah, there are those who feel that a few leaders being united at the top, a few leaders and big names being united is what will give this country prosperity, and Kenyans will be united. Then there's another group that says that it is about the economy. Musalia Mudavadi has been consistent about the macroeconomics, about the public debt, the issues of taxation, huge government wastage in spending, about reducing that, and taxes. William Ruto has been very keen on the microeconomics, about the small businesses, the mamambokas, the kinyozi, the bottom-up theory of, bringing, growth starting from the small. And I ask people a question. When there was post-election violence, the rich didn't fight. The middle class didn't fight. There was no war in South Sea, in Ngumo, in Kileleshwa, in Lavington, in Runda. It was at the bottom of the economic pyramid. Because the issue is economic. And so that is what we must address. Economic opportunities for all. So there's going to be one alliance that is about Azimio Umoja, yet we are not at war as a country. And whenever we've been at war, it's been because of those leaders of that coalition. And there'll be an alliance about the economy, saying Uchumi Kwanza. Let's focus on the economy first. And that is the difference that we'll make. So that is why they've come together. We've been discussing. Of course, it was highly guarded, and it still is in terms of the goings on. But now it is coming out in public. And I'm sure by the time this story comes out, they'll have done public meetings and rallies, etc. But beyond that, and this is a point that people don't understand, and which is why I was very happy even at that time, in as much as there was no talk of politics between them, when the Deputy President, William Ruto's daughter, was getting married, they invited all these leaders. Everyone shied away from going because of the intimidation and the fear of being associated with him. And Musalia Mudavadi went. I told him, look, politics is not an enmity. We cannot be in a country in 2022 where you're being told who you talk to, who you don't talk to. People have paid the ultimate price. People have died. People have been detained for our ability to associate, our freedom to express ourselves. And I said, let us not be allowed to be bullied as Kenyans. We can agree to disagree. Last evening I was sitting with Orengo and Amos Wako and people in Azimio, and we can talk and say, okay, on that I don't agree, but what is wrong with us talking? That people, if they see a phone call from someone, say, oh, don't call me on WhatsApp, because then nice will see we're talking. We're going back to the Kenya days. Yeah. That, oh, we're meeting, let's meet in a petrol station. No, I would never do that in this country. As a Kenyan, I would meet anyone, anywhere and talk with them. And I said, there's no political leprosy in this country. Kenyans should not be afraid to associate. We cannot have a country where you're known as a politician for who you hate. You're defined by who you hate and who you can't talk to, as opposed to for what you stand for. We cannot be a country where it is okay for us to be seen together at funerals, but it is frowned upon for us to be seen together at a wedding. What society are we building as a country? No, we should never go back. For me, they both have been my friends. And I think it's disheartening that they had to have such a split. And it began like a small thing. This one misunderstanding leading to another. And you see what happens is that people around you don't help. So the people around the Deputy President are the ones insulting the President. The wound becomes bigger. Then people around the President are the ones insulting the Deputy President. The wounds become bigger and bigger and bigger until it becomes untenable to talk. But if you drill down to it, you might find actually there's really no change. Because you can't say William Ruto is a bad man in the second term. Yet his character has not changed. If he was bad from the first term. And it means that he used him for politics to just win again. What is it that you didn't know about him that you've just discovered? Yeah, and from the Deputy President's side, I think he has allies who had shown a lot of disrespect to the President as well. I think each of them has a part that they've played. But to tell me the actual point of departure, that he said this or has done this or has stolen this, I think the President will have to tell us after his term, or maybe even before the end of his term. Because you can't put a finger to it. Yeah.